Welcome to MMA Dogs. My name is Hector, and this is my dog Dan.
Hey.
And we are in Las Vegas, the home of the UFC and the mecca of MMA. And we are wondering, we have a couple of questions, and we want to see what you guys think about this. Can Anderson, the Spider Silva, knock out Chris Weidman? Or
is Chris Weidman gonna stand up to all that hype that he keeps talking, all the trash he keeps saying, and is he gonna actually beat Anderson Silva for the first time in the UFC?
Now, before we tackle those questions, let's take a look at their most recent fights. And first, we'll take a look at Anderson Silva. Most recently, he defeated Stephan Bonner via TKO. In his fight before that, he submitted Chael Sonnen also via TKO. And for Chris Weidman, he knocked out Mark Munoz, and then he won a decision over Damian Maia. Now, let's talk about Chris Weidman. So, Chris Weidman first. Chris Weidman is an excellent wrestler. He's undefeated, and he trains with Team Sarah, Longo, New Jersey. He's just a tough kid, just a tough guy, and very, very talented on the ground. And then what he showed us with Mark Munoz, opened some eyes there with that elbow, with that wicked elbow he threw. So, he's definitely on the rise, dog. Definitely on the rise. I mean, this guy, he's coming up fast. He's just a really good fighter. Now, let's keep it real here, though. We take a look at his record, right? Tom Lawler, Jesse Bongfeld. It just kind of leaves more. You want more. You want better opposition, and for him to fight, I know he wants to fight Anderson Silva. He thinks he can beat him. He believes he can beat him, but Anderson Silva, the greatest of all time. I mean, this guy is unbelievable. He can knock you out with punches, with elbows, with knees, and with kicks. Just ask any of these guys he's fought in the UFC. I mean, he can submit you after you dominated him after you've been dominated by Anderson Silva 5 rounds on the ground. He says, you know what? Now that I've given you your chance, you haven't been able to beat me. I'm gonna go ahead and submit you. I'm gonna wrap. How does Chael Sonnen say? He wrapped his legs. Now, in what sport does somebody wrap their legs around you and they call it for 10 seconds and they call him the winner?
Yeah.
This guy is just a badass. Anderson Silva is just unbelievable. And in this particular fight, much to the Brazilian crowd, they're going to be cheering. They're saying, "You're gonna die, to Chris Weidman, and Chris Weidman, he's going to go out there and fight his heart out, fight his little heart out. But Anderson Silva, the greatest of all time, he's just going to go out there and show Chris Weidman, what it is to be the king, undisputed king at 185. And he's going to do what Anderson Silva is going to do, the same thing that he did to Chael Sonnen. And I'm predicting Anderson Silva, second round knockout. Confidence is 5 stars. Betting strategy in this particular fight, the odds aren't out yet. The odds, we're filming this tonight here in Vegas, and the odds aren't out yet. But they're probably going to be a hefty price. So, I mean, unless it's like minus 400, I would say. Just with so many fluky things that happen, dog, in MMA, I'd say minus 400. I would say a straight bet. But after that, anything higher than that, there's a ton of other fights, a ton of other spots. So I would say, do not bet. Anything over minus 400, do not bet. Even if you throw it in a parlay, all it takes is another guy to ruin it for you. So just a straight bet, minus 400 or below, or better odds. That's my strategy. Anderson Silva, very confident in this victory, though. 5 stars. I want to hear what my dog has to say about it. What do you have to say about it, dog?
Yeah, dog. This is I really don't know what to think of Chris Weidman yet after his last fight. His last fight, he looked awesome, But before that, how can you call out Anderson Silva based on looking excellent in one fight? That's not to say he didn't look great in all his other fights. It's just to say that all his opposition wasn't like up to par. Yeah, he beat Damian Maia. on 2 weeks notice after cutting like 15, 16 pounds
Yeah.
in like a record time and stuff. But it looked awesome against Mark Munoz, but those guys are not Anderson Silva. And I just feel like he's still got steps to take. That's not to say he couldn't be Anderson Silva. That's just to say if he wants to fight Anderson Silva now or in his next fight, especially coming off injury or something, I just don't see it happening.
Yeah.
I just don't see it happening. I could see him going in there with a smart game plan and fighting a decision and potentially winning. Probably not. But I just think that Anderson Silva is just gonna lay his ass out. I just feel like he's just gonna you know what, I'm just gonna go roll right through you. I'm gonna say I don't think he's gonna submit him. I think Chris Weidman he has too much respect for Chris Weidman on the ground. I have too much respect for Chris Weidman on the ground to think that Anderson Silva would go there with him. He could because Anderson Silva is even better on the ground than most people think. But I think Anderson Silva is going to play it smart, and he's gonna finish by a knockout. And we're talking like a knockout, like Vitor style, not TKO or anything. I think it's gonna be absolute, just knockout KO. My confidence, 5 stars. But if Anderson Silva is bigger than, I'm gonna go with my dog and say minus 400 because I have a lot of faith in him. But if it's more than that, I'm gonna say. Do not bet or do not parlay. But I would say at minus 400 or less that Anderson Silva is definitely 5-star straight bet and parlay worthy.
Yeah. 3 things. Intro song, Ed Suarez, and Steven Seagal. Now, the first thing, the intro song, dog, when Anderson Silva walks into the arena he's fighting in, they play a song by DMX. It's off the Exit Wound soundtrack. And the reason I know all this is because I really love the song. It's called Ain't No Sunshine. You hear this beat, the bass, dun 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 dun, and you listen to the lyrics and everything. And man, this guy is just so entertaining. That's my favorite intro. It's my favorite intro in all of MMA. Anderson Silva's intro. And I've been real fortunate to see it at UFC 117. I mean, this guy's just incredible. And then Ed Suarez, the reason I bring him up is I can totally picture already now. I close my eyes, I can see Ed Suarez running in the octagon, woo, jumping up and down. Yeah, Anderson Silva wins again. And, Ed Suarez is a really, really cool guy. And then Steven Seagal, the reason I bring him up, dog, my dog knows that I love Steven Seagal. I am a big fan of Steven Seagal. Yeah. I mean, this guy... Well, I wish I had all black on right now, and I had the little yellow shade. Stand here like this. Now with Machida-kun. Yeah, of course we practice like Jake. Machida-kun's wazi is closer to mine. So I mean, he's just really entertaining. And now what I'm wondering about Steven Seagal is what kind of credit is he gonna take after this fight? Is he gonna say, I taught him that kick, or what is he gonna say? So I mean, it's just really, really entertaining. Dog, what do you think?
I'm just gonna go off the limb here. I'm gonna say, hey, we're gonna see a flying knee. We haven't seen one of those in a long time since Carlos Condit, Dong Hyun Kim. I don't even remember Anderson Silva actually using that would be awesome. In a long time.
That would be awesome.
Really long time. So I'm going to say flying knee knockout here on this one.
I mean,
and I'm going to say no follow-up. He's just going to knock him out, and that's going to be it.
Yeah, I mean, this guy, he's just so entertaining to watch. I mean, he's just on another level. This guy is just on his own level, and it's just incredible. So thank you guys for tuning in. We really appreciate, especially the Brazilian crowd. We have a lot of love for the Brazilian crowd because we have a lot of viewers in Brazil. So we really appreciate that, you guys. And we just want to thank you guys for tuning in, and please check out all our other videos. And we hope you guys have a good night.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Don't forget.